Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is dumping and most likely we are going to go even lower. I don't want to scare you, but price targets are below $100,000. Let me show you. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about the first very important support level at approximately 107,000 US dollars. Now, historically speaking, you can actually see this specific level has been very nicely respected. A perfect area of resistance, perfect area of support, perfect area of resistance, and once Bitcoin breaks it towards the upside, it is going to turn into another important area of support. Not only that, the level was very nicely aligning with the anchored VWAP, and it does look like once we hit the level, Bitcoin has gotten a bounce of approximately 1.6% directly into our first major area of resistance we also talked about yesterday. Connecting our previous lows with a horizontal level, it does look like we hit the level and Bitcoin literally collapsed towards downside of approximately 5%. A lot of people have gotten completely wrecked and liquidated because in the past 24 hours, over 1 billion of US dollars have been wiped out from the entire crypto market, out of which 1.03 billion of long positions completely destroyed. And it really does show that people were really expecting another all-time high, including me. That is also why personally I got stopped out on some of the long positions. Nevertheless, I am as of right now still holding some bigger longs on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, XRP, and also Nando. And if Bitcoin is going to give us an opportunity for us to go with another long position, of course I am going to be buying. But to be honest, I am not really interested to fire another long position at this specific area. Why so? Because probably we are going lower. And remember what we said yesterday, if this specific support level is going to be lost, we are looking for at least some kind of an ABC correction towards the downside on the entire Bitcoin chart. Later in the video, I'm also going to talk about an ABC correction for Ethereum because Ethereum, yes, it finished the entire 5-wave price structure. We hit a very important area of resistance and probably also on Ethereum, we can be expecting lower. But nevertheless, for Bitcoin, what we said yesterday, losing such an important support level towards the downside, it is a significant bearish Bitcoin indication. And that is right now simply why we need to talk about an ABC correction that can right now be taking place on the 4-hourly time frame. So what we are right now going to say, we finished our A wave right here, we got our B wave because it really does look like that this entire move towards the upside was some kind of a 3-wave price structure, and as of right now, we are probably going to finish the last push towards the downside for our C elite wave. Yes, in the next couple of days, I'm also going to talk about a bigger correction that can right now be taking place on the daily time frame, especially if the price target I'm going to share with you right now is going to be broken towards downside like butter. But nevertheless, we trade from level to level, and that is right now simply why I do want to share with you what is the first price target of this bigger ABC correction. Let's go with our Fibonacci extension levels, measuring the entire move towards downside, putting the third pivot exactly at the high. And it looks like 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level for Bitcoin is going to come in at 99 US dollars. So this level right here is technically speaking the first important price target in a case Bitcoin is right now going to continue even lower and break the support level where we are trading as of right now. And yes, if we hit the level, we really then want to see some kind of a reaction towards the upside before we could be looking for another long or a buying position on the Bitcoin chart itself. That is right now also why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button because 1000 likes are really possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now to share with you at what level is Bitcoin trading at the moment, and additionally what are going to be some other support levels I would be aware of, because of course our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level, as you can see right here, is not really going to land at any major support levels on the Bitcoin chart itself. It is going to be a liquidity level aligning with the Fibonacci level right here. However, it is not a major area of support, which is something that is really not ideal. But But nevertheless, at what level is Bitcoin trading as of right now when we are measuring the entire upper price section? It does look like we are trading at the biggest volume cluster or the point of control, and yes, we hit the level from where we are right now seeing a very small bounce towards the upside. And this specific level is really not a random area. Fibonacci retracement from our swing low back towards the swing high, it does look like we hit the golden pocket, we hit the point of control, so clearly we are trading at an area of support. Now, if you right now ask me, would I go with a long or a buy position right here? To be honest, not really. Simply because, as I said before, losing such a significant area of support towards downside, at least in my opinion, is quite a bearish Bitcoin indication. Yes, we could see some kind of a push towards the upside, maybe even a retesting this specific resistance level, but nevertheless, I am not really interested firing such an aggressive long position, and I would be looking for a buy only if Bitcoin does right now go slightly lower towards the upside, below the recent low to approximately 99,000 US dollars. Yes, we can say for sure, if this specific level is going to be reclaimed, happy days for Bitcoin, probably we are looking for another all-time high, and that is why I do remain in all of my other long or buy positions on Bitcoin from much lower, from approximately 76,600 US dollars. But in a case we are going to right now go lower, I am also going to be prepared to buy even more, approximately at 99,000 US dollars, if there is going to be some kind of a reaction towards the upside. Why I am saying that we need to see a reaction below the recent low? Simply because this specific area is simply not a significant area of support. It is a Fibonacci level, it is also a liquidity level. However, look right now at the previous price action. It really does look like we smashed through 99,000 US dollars almost like butter. So if we break one level very easily, it can also mean it is not really a significant area of support, and Bitcoin can potentially go even lower towards downside, towards a much lower support level. And this specific support area is then going to be at approximately 96,000 US dollars, because historically speaking, Bitcoin has been trading at this specific level for a much longer period of time versus what we were getting exactly at the 99,000 US dollars area. So that is why right now I am approaching the chart slightly more carefully. I am not FOMOing into another long position, especially knowing we got an impulsive move towards downside, and additionally we lost a significant support level. If we reclaim it, happy days for Bitcoin, let's look for an all-time high. But as of right now, we are below the level, and additionally, the move towards downside does look quite impulsive. Now, a good thing with the price action is that Bitcoin does not really have any bigger liquidations below the recent lows, but only above the highs. So I would say that this specific level is definitely acting as a magnet for Bitcoin at approximately 111,000 US dollars. But as I said before, this specific level can be one of the price targets. It's a very nice level, but only if we are going to be able to reclaim such a significant and an important area of resistance at 107,000 US dollars. Failing to do so, I am more bearish, I'm expecting lower. That being said, at least another lower low to approximately 99,000 US dollars, where of course potentially if there is going to be a reaction, we could be looking for another long or a buy position on the Bitcoin chart itself. And that is right now also why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus, no KYC and no VPN, with the second link down below in the description, because right now with BTunix, you are going to get 10 USDT completely for free only after you register, but this specific bonus is right now still capped to only 500 users. But additionally, deposit on your account, because you're going to get 20% deposit bonus, and also the more you're going to trade, the bigger bonus you're going to get. So take an advantage of the free bonuses, no KYC, no VPN, with the second link down below, because only after you register you get 10 USDT completely for free. Now let me also talk about something that is very important for Ethereum. Ethereum. Because remember what I said only a couple of days ago, Ethereum can be an early indication what is going to happen with Bitcoin. And I talked about Ethereum already only 2 days ago, where I said Ethereum just hit its major resistance. RSI shows a bearish divergence. Time to pay attention. So if right now this specific elite wave count is right now correct, that being said, Ethereum finished its 5-wave price structure towards the upside. It simply means we could be expecting a bigger correction to happen on Ethereum as well. That being said, some kind of an ABC correction can potentially take place in the next couple of days. And if Ethereum is an early indication what is going to happen with Bitcoin, probably we can also be expecting lower targets on the Bitcoin chart itself. That is why I am telling to you, unless we do see right now a sign of strength, unless this specific area of resistance is going to be reclaimed, unfortunately, we need to look for lower. Again, in a case it is actually going to be reclaimed, I do remain in all of my long positions. However, I am not prepared to open a fresh long position at this specific area, knowing that losing such an important level is quite a significant bearish Bitcoin indication. Now, some of the indicators are also telling to us we are looking for some kind of a very small bounce towards the upside on Bitcoin. MACD, for example, or money flow indicator on the 4-hourly time frame are also right now clearly seeing some kind of a hidden bullish divergence. Higher low on Bitcoin, lower low on MACD, lower low on money flow. So, of course, if we are right now hitting some kind of an area of support, it is the golden pocket, and of course also, as we said before, the biggest volume cluster, a bounce towards the upside can definitely happen. But as I said before, I would really then like to see Bitcoin reclaiming 107,000 US dollars before I would once again flip even more bullish, expecting another all-time high. But until that is going to happen, of course, I am not doing anything with my trades. I am not deploying any more capital. I'm simply waiting for lower. I am being patient, and of course to see if Bitcoin is actually going to hit 99,000 US dollars in the next couple of days. And that is simply why at this specific level, we can then be looking if we are going to see some kind of a reaction towards the upside for a brand new long or a buying position on the Bitcoin chart itself. That is right now also why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus, no KYC and no VPN with the second link down below, and only after you register you're going to get 10 USDT completely for free. And also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.